Amani Lewis is an electrifying force in the art world, captivating audience with bold and thought-provoking creations. Amani's work challenges conventional narratives and invites viewers to explore themes of identity, culture, and resilience. Amani's art not only sparks conversation, but also inspires change. Amani Lewis stands out while redefining what it means to be an artist in today's dynamic landscape. The Amani Glitterani embodies their shining spirit, celebrating the beauty of flavor and creativity. This delicious concoction combines the refreshing notes of gin and tart lemon with the sweetness of blackberries, creating a harmonious blend that dances on the palate. The addition of edible glitter captures Amani's vibrant essence, transforming each sip into a sparkling experience that reflects their luminous personality. Just as the glitter glistens in the light, Amani's spirit shines brightly, inspiring everyone in the room with an unmatched warmth and joy. Hi, this is Donnalynn Patakos, and welcome to Portray Presents. Today, we have Amani Lewis with us.
Pew, pew, pew.
We're very excited to have you here. You and I also happen to be very good friends.
Yes,
so
of course.
This is sort of, to me, I've been looking forward to this conversation because we really don't need any sort of script or like direction at all.
The energy is about to be uncontainable, so get ready.
Now, I was first introduced to your work through a friend of mine, and the first thing I noticed was the glitter.
Bazaar.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And I wondered to myself, how did the glitter come about? That was, I think a lot of people probably wonder that about
you know
your
what?
work.
And I'm glad you asked that because a lot of people have this misconception that maybe I was super inspired by my contemporary peers. Mm-hmm. And for me, I wasn't even in the know of who was popping and who wasn't. Like, I was working at the Glenstone Museum. I was doing work that was about my community, featuring my community. And the things I was thinking about was, how do I get people to get closer to the work?
Right.
I'm from Baltimore. A lot of the images are of the people that make up Baltimore. So how do I bring the audience closer to the work? And at the time, I was studying Bryce Martin.
Okay.
Do you know?
Sure.
R.I.P. my boy. And something he said stuck with me. He said, the only way you can arrive to color is through light. And I found a medium that could do both simultaneously, and that's glitter.
Right.
And so essentially, I decided to play with that childlike concept, like the things that remind you of your childhood, the things that feel pretty and beautiful and makes you want to get close to it, and put it onto the canvas. Because now, when you're walking up to my work, you see the sparkles, you're enticed by the light, you're enticed by the color, you get there with a different perspective of the person than you probably would have if you just saw them in the street.
Right.
So that's kind of like what I was thinking about when I decided to use glitter.
I think you did a really good job,
Thank
actually.
you.
I mean, I was at the Venice Biennale this year in April, and I went to see your work in a show.
Oh my God.
And just looking at the work on the wall really
beautiful piece.
stood out, and I get what you mean, because especially in that environment,
it
was in this, beautiful palazzo, and there was marble and everywhere, and then you have this amazing, the way that the light was coming in, and I don't want to say every other piece was not good, because they were all beautiful, but there was something about that piece in particular.
Oh, thank you.
That stood out.
Thank you so much.
And
that's what I want. I want you to be able to walk into a beautiful scenery where the light is hitting it perfectly, and then you're just like, wow, like it encapsulates you before you even get to understand what it means. True.
And like even the way that the light will hit it at different times of day.
Yes.
It changes.
It's a living piece. I tell people that all the time. My work is alive.
Yeah.
It changes. You start noticing things as you live with the work that you didn't notice when you bought the work, that you didn't notice from the PDF. Like, there's so many evolutions that the work goes through before, or actually just during its existence.
You know, one of the things you just touched upon that I really wanted to talk to you about was your sense of community.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
we're
human beings, we're social creatures. And, I was thinking about this story this morning. It just came to me, so I'm going to talk to you about it.
Talk to me. I'm here.
I don't know if you've ever heard the story about the young man and the starfish on the beach.
The young man, the starfish.
Right? Okay, there was an elderly gentleman, and he was sitting on the beach in the morning, and there had been a really bad storm the night before.
Right.
And he sees this little boy walking on the beach, and every so often the little boy would bend down and pick something up and chuck it into the water. And there were hundreds of starfish that had gotten beached from the storm the night before. And the boy would every once in a while pick up a starfish and just throw it. And as the boy got closer, the man said to him, "Young man, like, what are you doing?" And he said, "There's thousands of starfish here. You can't save every one."
Can't save everyone.
And the little boy picked up the starfish, threw it in the water, and he said, "No, I don't have to, but that one.
Yeah.
I just changed that one.
That one's life.
I saved that one."
Yeah.
And when I think about your work,
wow,
that really hit deep with me, because everybody wants to help some way, or that they can, but not everybody knows how.
Right.
And your work is so personal that you pick specific people.
Yes.
And sometimes they're complete strangers. And it just reminded me.
You can't see it, but I got the chills right now.
Right? And tell me about that whole experience with you, because it's amazing how sometimes it's not even people you know.
Yeah, literally. Okay, this is going to be a long one, so just bear with me. Back in 2015, there was a Baltimore uprising that happened. It was right after Michael Brown, and it was during Freddie Gray, who was a Baltimore native, picked on by the police, died in their custody, and it really set the city on fire, literally. Wow. So at the time, I was doing pieces that were abstract. I didn't have much political meaning. I didn't have much identity meaning. It was just my way of working with color. I loved people like William de Kooning and Franz Klein, and artists who use paint as material, the materialism of the paint. I was really drawn to that, just playing with the physicality of the work. But then an artist by the name of Charles White, may he rest in peace, he wrote in his, he's not alive, by the way, I said that, but in his retrospective, there was a quote that he had, and essentially the quote goes, as a Black artist, we have to embed the forces of liberation in our work. And so it no longer felt enough to be inspired by history, art history. It was I needed to be doing something about my environment and about my community and just something more. So at the time when Freddie Gray was killed and people were protesting in the streets and there was fire and the buildings were burning, it was I needed to talk to the people, and I was what brought you out here? What's making you passionate? Did you know Freddie Gray personally? And most of the people told me it wasn't about that. They had their own nephews, their own sons, their own fathers, uncles, daughters,
Yeah, we all
nieces.
know Jeffrey Gray somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's just we all, they all had a family member, a friend, a loved one, a close person in their lives that experienced this, but it wasn't televised. And so having that rage in your body, being fed up, is what inspired that uprising. And for me, I was I need to do something. And so I started taking pictures of people. I got their contacts. We stayed in touch. I made the painting, and I was you know what? I'm going to do something different. You're not just a model for a work I'm going to create. You are now the subject of the work. The work is about you and your journey, your story. I'm going to bring people closer to your story, and I'm going to give you part of the proceeds as a result.
Amazing.
And that was my way of thinking, if I need to do something for my community, this is what I can do personally. And so, yeah, that's what I was doing for a very long time. I think now the stage I'm in is more intuitive and about myself. I focused so many years to enhance my community, and now I'm kind of drawn out. I need to build myself back up. So I'm exploring different personal concepts, but I'm still keeping that in mind.
Sometimes you have to kind of
you do.
Polish your own stone to be bright enough to help other people around you. Right?
It's what those little flight
necessary.
attendants say. The flight attendants say, put your mask on
first.
before. Yeah, it's true. You got it. All right, it's too soon. I understand, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, because, so much of what makes art relatable to people that the observer or the people that, want to look at a piece of art, look at the piece of art behind us that you made, that beautiful, beautiful smile, right?
Yeah, that's my great aunt for you.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't look at that and go, wow, like, you feel like you've seen her on the street. You feel
did,
like, right?
you
It's
know?
like that woman has passed you
several times
in your life and smiled at you even though she didn't know who you were.
100%.
And there's something so beautiful and welcoming about that moment that you capture, immortalize, and then put this beautiful illumination around her.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, sometimes people use gold leaf, they use different, you know, means, and that's beautiful too.
But subconsciously, or even, you know, intentionally, they have that same goal in mind.
Yeah.
How do I enhance the experience from the figure of the work to you?
Yeah.
And like for me, like my Auntie Gwen is like the jokester in the family. I love going to my Nana's house. Like we all get together and she just provides this different level of fun.
Yeah.
And she exudes that. And so, yeah, you probably walk past my Auntie Gwen on the street. You've probably seen her in film. She's an actor. She does, like, amazing stuff. And it's like she's changed so many people's lives. And so I was like, you changed my life too, Auntie, so I had to put you in a piece. Yeah. And I've done every sibling, family member, cousin, auntie, like I've done everybody in my family because it's so important that our legacy is out there.
Yeah.
Like when a retrospective of my work comes out, you gotta see my family, you gotta see my friends, you gotta see my loved ones, and you will.
That's beautiful.
Trust and believe that.
That's right. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I just know that your nature is such a giving one.
Yeah.
In general.
100%.
You know?
It may be too much.
Yeah, but you know, I don't think that people like you ever look back and go, "Oh,
no, I regret doing.
I regret not doing." Right?
So good.
I'd rather always be that
so
person
good.
to do a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it makes you sleep better.
Even when people don't treat you fairly or right, or things change in life that you didn't appreciate or expect, it's like I go to bed knowing I did exactly what I needed to do. I went above and beyond. I'm doing more than a lot of people can say they're doing. Right. And like at the end of the day, I'm trying to get to heaven. Everything on this earthly realm could care less about. I'm trying to get to heaven.
You are right about that. You know, and also I think one thing that kind of keeps you grounded in that way as being a giving person is sometimes people's responses to things in life is just their experiences, right? Everything that they've experienced up to that point.
This is true.
It's self-preservation sometimes, right? Sometimes it's just, you know, it makes you feel good either way, right? Sometimes protecting yourself makes you feel good too.
Yeah, 100%.
So to kind of break through those barriers with other human beings by being genuine and by being caring and by being loving, you're healing them at the same time.
Oh, 100%. Like I definitely have an inner child that I've been trying to protect and heal and like show that this life that we're living now, it's a testament to everything that we've been through. Yeah. And it's like, don't ever change who you are.
Yeah.
You've been through hell. You came back, and you're stronger than ever. I'm the testament to that. You are. It's like me and my inner child are like this, and I think everything you said spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you were born in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Andrews Air Force Base.
Shout out to the grandpa.
Everybody says, where does everyone say you're born in?
Everyone says Baltimore. Just so the record's clear on Portray Mag. Andrews Air Force Base.
Take
and
that.
That's right there in PG County, close to DC. So shout out to my DC people.
Chat GPT, do you hear us? It's Andrews Air Force Base.
Wiki, did you hear us? Yeah,
so you come from a military family.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm guessing.
Yeah, right. Andrews Air Force. Nah, so my Nana and my grandfather, those are my people. You know what I mean? Like, especially my Nana. Me and my Nana, we talk every single day. Like
I've talked to her a few times.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But like an hour minimum, our conversations. Like, that's my best friend. That's my dog. That's my support system. That's my refuge. Like, that's the one. And I'm not going to say nothing because now we on record, so I can't talk about my Nana's occupation. But my grandfather, he is still serving in the Air Force.
Oh.
Yeah, so I need that Navy Fed, Granddad.
But she was the one
Yeah.
that kind of pushed you.
She was the
to
one
become
who
an artist, because you were going to join the military.
I was
right?
going to follow in the footsteps. Like at that time, I was sucky at math. I sucked at English. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know what type of business career, because that's what you prep for. You're in high school. You're like, what is the business thing I'm going to do in life? And I was always drawing, saying to myself, dealing with trauma, and like by the time I got to a senior, it was like my time's up. What I got to do? Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, I'll just join the military. I could become an officer. I could do all these type of things. And my Nana says, you know what? Just apply to one art school. Mm-hmm. Just, you're talented, do it. I'm like, but if I don't get in, I'm straight. Sign it up.
What was it? Was it Army? Was it Air Force?
It was Air Force. It was Air Force. I mean, and the reason why is because I'm terrified of heights. I'm terrified of flying. I'm like, if I was going to do anything, I needed to do the thing. Air Force? Yeah, I need to do the thing I was scared of. Okay. I was like, I got to defeat this. This can't be the thing that handicaps me. Like, I need to go tackle it face forward. So
for you,
I was like, I'm going to do the Air Force. But I applied to the Maryland Institute College of Arts that was only 20 minutes away. I was like, this is a close school. Did no research, by the way. I had no idea it was like a top, like almost Ivy League school.
It is.
Number 4 of art schools. And I was like, okay. I applied, and those motherfuckers sent me a congratulations letter, handwritten. So I guess I chose art.
Or it chose you.
It chose me, right? And I've been doing it for forever. Like since I was a child, I remember my mom had like a little china case, lights on. Well, you had to click it, but everyone would go to sleep, and I would sneak downstairs at 2 a.m, turn the light on, and just be drawing all night. Turn the light off, go upstairs, get 30 minutes of sleep, wake up to go to school. And that was like my routine.
And how did that make you feel like when you were doing that? Looking back now, because sometimes we just do things over and over again, and we're not really, we don't know why.
We don't know why.
And sometimes it's just life preparing you for something else you're not even aware of or tuned into.
I'm so happy about the little Amani that was doing that, because for me at the time, I didn't have like a thought about it. It was like, I know I can't sleep. I got a lot on my mind. I'm a vivid dreamer, a lucid dreamer. I'm astro projecting, like, you know what I mean? Like all these crazy.
You're flying around.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I need to put this shit down somewhere. And so when I went downstairs and I put on the light and I had that paper, I was just drawing everything. And it wasn't until I started seeing the light come through the curtain that I realized, oh shit, it's late. You know what I mean? And so I don't know, like I never even knew I was an artist from that. I just knew I had so much in me, so much imagination and creativity, and like I was living in a dream world. That was my escape, to be there. And I wanted to make it a physical thing. Like, you're now real, It's not just something I made up in my head. You're real now.
Yeah, it's like manifestation, right?
It is a manifestation. I manifested this entire life, literally.
You and I were having a conversation last week about something, and I said, wait a minute, we have to write this down.
We do.
Right?
Make it real.
Make it real.
Take
Put it
out
on
of your
paper.
head. Put it on paper.
I'm listening to this guy now. He's a neuroscientist, and he wrote a book about manifestation. And I have to send it to you. And
please.
In the audience, I'll be happy to talk about it later. But I think what hit me hardest about listening to him was he said that if you really want to make something real, there's never been more evidence than right now.
Wow. That
you can do this, like, from a scientific standpoint. And writing it down is the first step, because you've just made it real. And then automatically your brain starts to pay attention to it, right? And when your brain starts to pay attention, you get intention.
Yes.
Right? And so you start to look for these things around you and these coincidences if you're paying attention. And you should be, because the attention is the key. That's 100%. The hook. If you're paying attention and you start to notice all these coincidences happening, it means you're exactly where you're supposed to be, in my opinion.
Exactly.
I could be wrong, but
no,
right?
And it's so true. This beautiful human once told me, listen, Amani, like everything you want to manifest comes from the intention, right?
Yeah.
And they added another part where it's like, if your mind is focused on how broke you are, how you're struggling, but you're trying to say that you want to succeed, you want to make more money, where your attention is at, whether it's physically out loud or in your head, where most of your attention is at, that's what begins to manifest. So changing and rebuking some of that negative energy is key. Because a part of attention, it's not just saying it, it's believing it, it's trusting it, it's relinquishing control. Like the moment you do that and surrender yourself, everything begins to change.
I just got lighter watching you do that. I felt that before in my life. And I think another really key component is to kind of silence the voices in your head that say, God, we all have them, right? It's like, you're not worthy. Or, I came from this place, or I was poor, my parents were poor. Like, exactly, If you can intentionally, right? Every time you have a thought like that, replace it with whatever that is for you. I'm worthy of this. I'm absolutely worthy of this. And if we're kind of living in this story or this movie that's our lives, and we're the director, we could do that.
We can.
We could do that.
We do.
And
we do.
If you realize that, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. And I think that your story is such a tribute to this. So when did you realize you went from drawing at night till the early morning, right? And then you realized that time was didn't exist.
Exactly.
So, okay, you're in the right place. Then you went from that to having a really formal education.
Oh my God,
and what was that transition like for you?
That's such a great question, because at the time I was also living in the family, as the older sibling.
Sure.
Having two younger siblings living with me, having a mom that was working multiple jobs to make ends meet, coming from that abusive background. It's like childhood didn't really exist for me. I try to find pockets where, I want to hang out with this person and have fun, and I want to go to this person's house, and I used to call everybody mom and dad. Yeah. If you met some of my old friends, they'd be like, yeah, Amani would come in, and this was mom, this was dad, because that was something I was yearning, that connection.
Safety.
That safety.
Yeah.
And I had that, but then the moment I got accepted into Micah, and the moment I started packing up and going there, I remember something so vividly that I won't share with the public, but I think I told you before, that really broke me, because I was like, oh, maybe my existence doesn't really matter. But I got there and I was like, you know what? This is my journey. This is my story about me. I've been living so long for other people and other people's stories, and it's I'm the main character, I'm the protagonist in this, and so I really need to be taking care of myself. And
I think
when I got to
it's
Micah,
a responsibility.
It is a responsibility. It's probably one of the hardest responsibilities. It's so easy to distract yourself with other people's things.
Yeah.
I'm doing something for this person, or I got to take care of this situation, or I said I would. The moment you get quiet in the spirit and in the realm, it's okay, I got some things I need to deal with internally. Right. And it's uncomfortable, but you got to do it. And I started doing that, and I found who I was. My work became better for it, coming from an honest place.
Yeah, because that's kind of what people feel when they look at the work anyway.
Yeah.
So when you went to this now, formal education, what was the stark difference to you as an, experientially?
Well, shout out to Micah, but sorry for the but it's the first year is called foundation, right? So essentially they try to give you all the lessons. If you applied to be an animator, you still had to learn how to draw, you still had to learn how to sculpt, you still had to learn how to do printmaking, you still had to learn how to do photography, you had to do the foundations.
Sure.
And that was super imperative, because now I have all these different tools I can draw from. For me, I personally loved photography and printmaking and painting. Right. Which is why my work, full circle, has come to this moment where I'm combining all those elements. Then I took witchcraft and demonology.
Interesting.
Yeah. In that one, because
it's interesting because you're such a godly person.
I am a godly person, but you got to know the enemy. If you don't know, you don't know who the enemy is. If you don't know what they're working with, how can you defeat them?
It's true. I mean, manipulation takes a lot of different faces. I remember once I was listening to Jim Rohn, great motivational speaker, a long time ago, and he was talking about how important it is to have a library.
Yes, it is.
In your house, you need a library,
especially now. You digital kids have physical copies. Of your history.
That's right.
In your home.
Because it changes, and it's been changing.
Yeah.
So in the library, he said it was very important to have books on these key people throughout history that changed history. Right?
Yeah.
It could be any, like he was talking about, and one of the first people he said was Hitler. And I remember like kind of leaning back like, whoa, like that's heavy. Yeah.
But think about it. How did this one man, I ain't going to get into it. I ain't going to cancel me, but y'all know what I'm saying.
Exactly. I mean, I think he canceled himself.
He canceled himself.
And that's sort of it. But what were the roots of that? And if you can't understand history, right? Then it'll just get repeated on you.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I went through this phase where I was reading about all of these people and Mao. I read this book on Mao. I was blown away that like communism started in a little boat with some people on it. Like the concept. And just a couple of folks having a
conversation about an idea.
Right. So you taking this course could seemingly be like, whoa, but if anything, tell me how that worked out for you and what you learned. I mean, share the light of the dark, if you will.
The light of the dark. I'm a Christian, you know me. I love like being in the heavenly realm with like the light and love and good energy. But something drew me into that because I think a part of it, like we just discussed, is like knowing who your enemy is. And I want to know like what type of magical powers you have.
Just being able to recognize it.
Yeah, like it's a spell to manifest.
It is.
Like you have to conjure things to manifest over your life, and that could be good or bad. Even people have the strength to manifest over you, but you have to be stronger. So like for me, it was important to equip myself with all the tools to do that. I instantly got from school to Glenstone Museum. Shout out to Mitch and Emily Rails, and then from Glenstone, I became a fine artist. It was boom, boom, boom. I didn't have to struggle. I didn't have to like bartend to make money to figure out what my life was going to be. I just had to focus.
Feel like in some way there's yin and yang to life, right?
There is 100% yin and yang to life.
Maybe you didn't have to bartend, but maybe it was all those other experiences that you ever had in your life
that
got you to the point where you could put that on, material and have it translate to a human being.
That's such a good point.
You don't have to worry about it, what your job was at the time.
I did my time.
You did. Everyone kind of does. Like I always say, like whenever anything, like I get sick or whatever, I'm like, it's okay, it's just my turn. Like
right. Everyone did it.
Everyone goes through this.
Yo, that reminds me of COVID. Like I didn't get COVID during COVID. I was like, yes, got scot-free. And then when COVID's done, I step outside for the first time. I'm cooling. I like go to the club. I come back home. Now I got hit by a bus. Now my lungs don't work. Now I can't breathe. Now I'm shaking in my sleep. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's my turn.
Yeah, it just gives you empathy, right?
It does, because my friends lost their mothers and their family members, and I praise God so often during COVID that every single last one of my family members survived that disease, man. Like, I was so grateful. My best friend at the time, she lost her mom and then like her uncle, like back to back. And it was just like, damn, I can't even fathom what my life would be like if I lost my Nana, like.
Yeah, so especially suddenly, and maybe in a hospital where you couldn't even go see her. Give her a hug,
no, man, they would not. And my partner at the time was, I'm not going to disclose their issues, but they were suffering from lung disease, and that was scary too. Like you have lung virus that's killing people while dealing with your normal like lung disease. Like not normal, but you know what I mean? Like before COVID, everyone had their issues. Not everyone, but some people had their issues. And then now you have to add COVID to the mix. And now there's like extra precautions.
Sure.
And it's like, that was just a crazy time to live in.
I think about this a lot and the interviews that I was doing during that time, I was doing obviously a lot of Zoom
Zoom
interviews,
calls, right? Not like this.
Not like this. A lot of Zoom interviews, and I came up with this term that I'm like, we're just going to call everything that happened after that time post-pan.
Post-pan, there you go.
Because it changed everybody so much.
Yeah, the systems of the workplace.
I mean,
the galleries changed. How you collected art changed.
Even the auctions changed.
Even the auctions changed.
There was such a huge paradigm shift for everybody, and some people loved the time. Because a lot of artists I know are loving it more than anything because they're like, ooh, I'm inside and I don't have to see anybody and this is great.
I was making that money, honey. I was fucking painting. People were buying the paintings without even seeing it in space. I shipped that joint. They were living with it, bragging about it. It was a good time. Sorry, it wasn't a good time, but it was a fruitful time.
Yeah. I think the art world sort of exploded. Like I said, there's dark and light to everything.
There is a dark and light to everything.
The best part was so much of the art that was being made was so good, and it still is. But like what kind of sparked that and jump started that engine was that ability to just be able to not do anything else and focus exactly where you were.
That's what I miss. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I am the network king. Everyone knows that. I will travel to your show and hype you up. You'll come to my show. We'll network. We'll meet some people. Like, that's a part of my DNA is being around people. But when we were inside with COVID, all you had, again, that uncomfortable moment is when you're living with yourself and your work and your identity and everything revolving around you.
Right.
So you made really honest work at the time.
And the Tiger King.
And the Tiger King. Yeah. Did he die?
I don't know. But it was
He
just,
didn't die, right?
I felt like that's when also Netflix took off, right?
Netflix,
Everybody
for
was
sure.
home
The
watching
sales was-
the Tiger King. We were all
Tiger King.
We're Tiger King. You were not Tiger King, but I was Tiger King.
I am such a big fan of not watching what's popular. And the reason, like Stranger Things,
I didn't watch
Games of Thrones.
Oh, I love Game of Thrones.
Tiger King, like those shows were not watched when they were popping for me because I was like, I'm not doing that stuff.
So we're talking about COVID.
Were we? Oh yeah, we were talking about COVID.
Well, we're talking about the creative side and how the art market exploded.
Yeah.
And your experience during that time was pretty special.
It was. I mean, it was a time that was lived, and I appreciate that time. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had a New York Times article that came out this past August 2024 that kind of spoke about that, like specific artists who rode the wave. But for me, I was just being me, making work, living life, and I thought I was making like really cool connections with genuine people, and I was, but COVID was a time of solitude and retrospection and like finding myself. I was so grateful for the time, even though it was impacting so many families and like homes so deeply and traumatically and tragically. It was, for me specifically, a time of contemplation and like a moment to myself. So I was grateful for that moment.
It seemed like we went from 2020 and now we're in 2025, and I kind of want those years back.
I want those years back.
It felt like we were in 2020 and it feels like it should be 2022 and it's 2025.
I remember 2020 like it was yesterday.
Right?
It like, and that's my first time actually saying that and meaning that. I was 25 5 years ago, and now I'm 30 wondering where the fuck the last years went.
Yeah.
And so it's just like...
That's funny, I've been 29 for such a long time.
I've been 29 for... I'm about to start doing that.
Is this your first time being 30?
Actually, I think I'm 29.1. I'm gonna do 29.1.
Version 1, version 2.
Version 2 this year. 29.2. Yeah.
You know, God bless my family. You know, when I had a birthday party recently, I had a birthday and family came over and my sister-in-law put up all this stuff that said 29 years old in the house.
Happy birthday!
Like last year, your 20s. Like, yes, this was happening today. I mean, you really are as old as you feel.
Yeah, no, but I've been wanting to be 30 since I was a kid.
Really?
There's one 30-year-old.
This was never an aspiration.
No, literally. You have to listen to this. This one 30-year-old, back when I was like 12 or 13, whatever, was like, you know, you're going to have a lot of anxiety, you're going to have a lot of fear, you're going to have a lot of doubts. But when you turn 30, things start to make sense. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for things to make sense. I've been yearning for this for so long, and it doesn't feel long at all. Now I'm like, I'm here, and I'm like, shit.
You have that pressure. Do you feel like it's a similar pressure? Like, oh no, I'm a senior in high school, now I have to figure shit out. Do you have that same kind of pressure?
Of course. Ooh, I hate it. I'm a Sagittarius though, so I love it.
I think so much of my life started making sense around 28.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you sort of have a glimmer, and then you have all this anxiety, and you know, oh my God, I'm still young, but I don't want to be middle aged. And then, I don't know. I think you get to a certain point, and you become relaxed about a lot of things, and you're just so
was my experience.
grateful. I mean, any day you wake up is a good day.
It's a good day.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
I'm grateful every time I wake up, and it's like at the same time I've been having such deep depression. But I like been pushing it, you know, like I've been fighting it. And I love the journey I'm in now, because it's like I'm understanding where my struggle is. I'm understanding where my mental health is. I'm understanding where I need to be and essentially how to get there.
Where do you want to be?
For me, like, I love painting, but painting, I don't want it to be like the career. Like, I want to paint because I enjoy it, because I love it, because I want to help my community. I want to make money from it, but I don't want that to be the only thing I'm relying on. Look at us now. So many artists right now in this moment, for the last 2 years, I'm one of them, like, have been struggling financially because we've quit our jobs. We quit the 9 to 5. We're bold enough to focus solely on our practice. We worked with galleries, we sold pieces, we did group shows, we sold pieces, we did things out the studio, we sold pieces. And it's like now we're in a moment where everyone's not necessarily frugal, but very like cautious about how they're spending their money.
There's been an adjustment.
I pray the adjustment happens in the studio very soon.
Yeah, no, I think that there's definitely been an adjustment. I think that during, you know, that time that we were just discussing, there was a lot being purchased.
A lot.
I think it had a lot to do with the crypto market. I think it had a lot to do,
100%.
a lot of things tied in, not necessarily just that, but then I feel like the political climate was scary for people. Like, if you have a choice.
People were not sure about where we were going politically. Like, I remember having multiple conversations with collectors on both sides being like, you know what, we're just trying to see where we are going. Like, we already know these 4 years are chopped. Where are we gonna be come November? And
can we afford food for our family?
Can we
afford gas? Can we, like, all of these things started really weighing down on these sort of extracurricular fun things that we do on the side, and it definitely impeded. And I feel like there's been some light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Yeah,
and the good thing for you is that you had so much of a track record going in.
No one can play with this legacy.
Exactly. It's not like you're saying Amani Lewis, emerging artist anymore, right? No, I mean, we're
here. We've arrived.
That's right. That's right. So, you know, you have an established name. You have an established following. You have a really respectful following. I think the people that collect your art respect you a lot. They respect your story.
Yeah.
How could you not have respect for somebody that does something so intimate? Right? One of the things that I notice as an art collector is the story is so important, which is why I have the magazine, right?
Yeah.
Portray is such it means so much to me because we're portraying a human being.
Yeah.
Not just what you see. And that story is what makes something worth more.
Yeah.
You know, your story, your experience, what we're looking at and why. You know, like if you have enough why, you'll always figure out how, right?
Yeah,
Nietzsche
100%.
kind of said something along those lines. And, you know, I also feel being in a position where you feel like there was a pause, you still have the why.
I will always have my why.
And that why is what's going to carry you through and make you a superstar and already has, in my opinion.
Thank you,
And
Donnalynn.
a very special human being on top of it.
Yeah.
So, and you realize your blessings all the time. Anyone that follows you on Instagram, what is your Instagram? Amani Lewis.
Amani Lewis _ on Instagram.
Amani Lewis. Like, people that follow Amani Lewis know that Amani Lewis is always saying things along the nature of, we're blessed today. Let's pay attention to our blessings. And where other
100%.
people, your mind can kind of go towards a dark side sometimes if things aren't flowing in the way that you would expect them to. You just kind of keep that light and spread that hope to other people.
Yeah, I'm like always praying over my following, just because I'm like, I don't know who all y'all are, but I know the people who come through and show support physically and verbally online and in my email. So like, shout out to y'all, because you guys have been holding me down since the beginning. But I always want to cover the people who support me, and even the people who don't. Because life is tough for all of us. I don't know what your background is. I don't know like what you've been through, what you're going through, what you're trying to defeat and overcome. But I'm always praying that we can do it, because we can do it together. I say this all the time.
Of course.
I'm just like, there's no reason why more artists aren't successful, because we can all eat. Like, I still hang out with the collectors that don't really like my work because they have a different vision for the work. Like, they'll tell me like, oh, I love your work, but I'm collecting emerging artists, or I'm collecting African-specific artists, or I'm collecting abstraction, or I'm only collecting sculpture. And yet we can still break bread and talk about what it means to be a patron of the arts. And I love that, because for me, it's not so transactional.
No.
I'm not like trying to sit here and like have a relationship with you because I want you to buy my work. No, it's like, I see the good in you. I see how genuine you are. I see how you support artists, and you're just continuously thinking about how you can grow with the person you're working with, and it's so inspirational. I'm like so happy to be a part of the Portray family.
Thank you. Yeah.
You guys are doing solid work, and I'm like, and it sucks because like we have to work twice as hard, like.
But it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
I mean, come on.
I sleep so good at night knowing that I'm 10 toes down, at this point 20. In this, and I will forever do this.
Yeah.
And I will forever do this with you. So thank you, Donnalynn.
Thank you.
For sure, man.
Like,
this drink is fucking good, by the way. I'm like, it's like, I know we're rolling right now. You only see me drink out the same cup, but this is like my fourth drink. It's so good.
Hence the conversation's getting deeper and deeper.
Right? Things are getting real.
I mean, all right, so let's go back a little bit, because I really want people to understand your nature, your nurture, where you're
100%,
from.
okay.
So you left Baltimore and you came to
Miami.
Did you come straight to Miami?
I came straight. Well, no, okay, fair enough. I didn't go straight to Miami. Essentially what happened was I was in Baltimore. I traveled to North Carolina, Asheville, and then I traveled to Jacksonville, Florida. And then by way, I made it to Miami. Or maybe it's reversed. Maybe I came from Baltimore to Miami. And then I went to Asheville and Jacksonville. Then I came back to Miami. And then that's when I was here.
Right.
And that was all during COVID. I mean, Catherine Mikesell, the co-founder and director of Fountainhead here in Miami, the residencies, saw my work in Pennsylvania at the August Wilson Cultural Center. And that was a whole serendipitous moment, but
was it?
It was. It wasn't, but it was, because she didn't remember. That's why.
I mean, like what we were talking about before, like when you're when you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Exactly where you're supposed to be.
These people, these situations, these things just sort of arise.
And that is true.
And I feel
that is very true.
I also feel like Catherine is wonderful. Is a common thread in a lot of that.
Yeah. She is
with artists, and that's really beautiful for you and for a lot of other people. But if we were to kind of just dive in a little bit more to, you're in Miami, and like, being here, I know that I'm part of this culture as well. We all kind of know each other, right? We bump into each other all the time. We're a little small family.
We're at every event together.
Right? It's true. And I think that that's really important as well, because then when we're talking to people, it's like, hey, no, I know that person really well. It just sort of makes for better conversation, and also opens up conversation for you. as well, being the artist. But what do you think about growth at this point? Like, where are you?
What it looks like for me?
Yeah. Tell me about that place for you. Like, I know you're a really visual person. Like, describe that place.
I think I mentioned prior that I don't want my whole career to be solely about being a painter. I created this business called Colored House, and essentially, whether it changes or not, but like the vision for it is solely putting on different artists. Like I want to have a Colored House kitchen. I want to have Colored House studios. I want to have Colored House residency. I want to have Colored House gallery. Like, and it's not just.
What's the concept?
The concept isn't solely about visual artists, but it's like the Hammer Museum. Shout out to Noah Davis, R.I.P. Shout out to Karan Davis, like who's carrying his legacy right now. But it's like for me, I think a lot of artists need to be the pillar of the conversation. I talk about this often, but essentially it's like I think artists shouldn't feel like a third wheel to their own work. I don't think my job or my existence is about making work and allowing other people control how it lives in the world. Like, for me, I need to be a part of those conversations from the moment it's on the wall to the moment someone wants it to the moment someone has it. Like, these are my babies. These are my lifelines. These are parts of my being that are traveling around the world.
Let's talk about where your babies have been.
My babies.
You've had some of your babies in some very impressive places.
Places I haven't been yet. My babies have been in Hong Kong, Japan, Paris, London, Africa, Switzerland, Sweden, Americas, all of the Americas. Italy, like, yeah, we
and
out
museums.
Here.
Tell me about some of the museums.
Right now I'm showing in the Broad Museum in LA. Shout out, you gotta go. I have a really strong piece there. Frieze is coming up. I got my work going in Frieze. I got my work in the Perez Museum here in Miami, ICA Miami. I got my work, Speed Museum, I think that's in Kentucky. I got my work in Norton, West Palm Beach. Yo, I had to like really think about it. Oh God, there's a list of these. But my tops are the ones I just mentioned. And I appreciate y'all because those were like direct relationships.
I would think, I can't draw a stick figure, but I would think that if I had my little babies out in the world, I would want them in every continent. That would be, I would have a map on the wall and kind of go, this is where I want them to be.
Yo, Donnalynn, look at this. Look at this fruit garnish with my glitter. Look at that. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but look at that. That's just fucking amazing.
Glitterani. So we're gonna be done with this interview, and our lips are gonna be like, our whole face is gonna be glowing for the rest of the day.
Yep.
But that's nothing new to you.
Nothing. I live this life 24/7. I'm glitter.
I just have a sunny disposition most of the time.
Yo, my friends joke all the time. They're like, yo, my girlfriend's gonna think I just left the strip club. And I'm like, maybe we should go now. Now you have an excuse.
Since you're already in trouble.
You're already in trouble. You might as well just do the thing that she's gonna accuse you of doing. No, this is not a cheating and cut.
We are very moral people.
Yeah.
I also want to talk to you about the outside work that you do.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
There's a really beautiful work in the design district here, right, in Miami. Great shopping there.
And there's one in Coconut Grove coming up. I'm working on right now. But yes, we'll have.
Really?
Yep.
No way.
Well, yeah, in Coconut Grove, I did it with the Arts and Public Places here in Miami. The kid missioned me and Octavia Yearwood. I was able to create the visuals, and they will be hanging soon.
That's amazing. And you have some work going up in Frieze.
And we have some work going up in Frieze. I have to not slack on that. I gotta ship it today. Thank you for the reminder. But yeah,
I could just take it with me and put it under
you
my arm.
Put it in the
roll it up and bring it.
Yeah, now someone
wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, right. But we'll be there in LA. We'll be here in Miami, and then maybe Dubai this year.
Why not?
Dun, dun.
What about it? Let's talk about Asia.
I love Asia, man. I mean, Something, all right, fun fact that I have never talked about with anybody anywhere is that I am like an anime nerd. I'm watching anime every day of my life. Like there's no other show I'm watching. Well, maybe I watch like a little bit of Love Island, but I'm watching anime primarily. So I especially love Japan, and I've was grateful enough to have my first Japan showing this past year, 2024, starting in May until December, and that was amazing. And we're going to continue that vibe. We're going to be in Japan and Hong Kong again.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming and spending
thank you
time
for
with
this
us.
conversation.
And I know you enjoyed your drink.
I did. No questions asked. No questions
Love
asked.
you. Love you so much. Thank
I love
you.
you.
Okay.
Cheers to Portray.
Cheers.